Joyce, do you have time? I'm going to the PX Mart to buy some food and the necessities. Could you go with me? I need some help.
Okay, I will go with you, Jennifer. You sound like you've got a lot to buy. Are you sure we don't need to recruit some more helpers?
Well, can't you see that I'm making some preparations for the shopping?
You mean lifting the dumbbells?
Yes, I'm going to buy several barrels of water, so it will be great if you can find some helpers.
Several barrels of water? Jennifer, are you still buying drinking water? Don't you install water filter or have a water dispenser in your house?
No, I don't. I have a water cooler in my house. I used to order water bottles from the vendor or sometimes buy water in water refilling stations. But because of the epidemic of COVID-19, I started to buy bottled water on my own. It's really inconvenient.
Then I think you should consider installing a water filter, which make your life easier.
I'm actually thinking about that, but I'll make the purchase when COVID-19 cases ebb.
Then I think it's time. The situation in Taiwan is getting better these days. The confirmed cases are dramatically decreasing. Besides, more and more people get vaccinated. And Taiwan's first dose vaccination rate is over 30%. What's more, in Kaohsiung, the epidemic has been controlled, so you can put your order now.
Oh, I surely do. Though carrying barrels of water is a good way to strengthen my muscle. I'm actually tired of it. It's really annoying, you know. Why can't I just directly drink tap water? Is that water quality in Kaohsiung or in Taiwan that bad?
Not really. Taiwan Water Company has conducted regular and random inspections on water qualities in many different areas. And based on the inspection results, less than 1% of the tested samples fails. So, in fact, Taiwan's tap water is drinkable when it's freshly released from treatment plants.
No, seriously? Then why are we taught from a very young age that tap water is unreliable to drink?
Good question. Well, according to Taiwan Water Corporation, there may be contamination during the delivery to our home, which is caused by leaking pipes.
The pipes are leaking? My God, why?
Well, some leaks happen because the delivery pipes are either aging or broken. And a huge number of leaking pipes result from the frequent earthquakes, underground construction, and too much traffic. On average, the amount of leaking water is up to 4.4 million cubic meters per year, 2.5 times the capacity of Shimen Reservoir, the third largest reservoir in Taiwan.
That's really unbelievable. What a waste!
In addition, water tanks can be hotbeds for bacteria. Many households use water tanks to store water. No matter how clean the water is to begin with, when water is left in tanks for a long time, it is a breeding ground for germs, which may cause diarrhea and nausea.
It sounds scary. No wonder many people in Taiwan either have water dispensers or water coolers in their houses, or buy water from the water refilling stations.
It was scary before, indeed. But now, with both central and the local government's efforts to replace the old water delivery pipes, tap water quality in Taiwan is improving. And if your water towers and the water storage tanks are cleaned and maintained at least once every 6 months, then the tap water quality will improve a lot.
Then, does that mean I can drink tap water?
Well, not really. In Kaohsiung, there's one thing that we need to pay attention to.
Which is?
The sources of tap water. In Kaohsiung, the raw water is provided by Nanhua Reservoir, Gaoping River, and the Agongdian Reservoir. And then we use the local water purification system of 7 water treatment plants to provide clean water for Kaohsiung area. Water demands about 1.5 million tons per day.
Then what's wrong with the raw water sources?
There are 30,000 tons of water from Donggang River, which is said to be highly polluted by stock farming. Some environmentalists challenge the quality, especially the water from Donggang River is for households.
No way! I don't want to drink that water. It's really disgusting.
Relax, Jennifer. According to Taiwan Water Corporation's reply, the raw water is purified through 2 professional treatments and definitely meets water quality standards.
As a Kaohsiung citizen, it's really great news to me.
在这段课程中 ，Jennifer 询问了 Joyce 的想法 ：Is the water quality in Kaohsiung really that bad？ Joyce 的回答是 Not really。在回答之后，为了要让这样的答案更具说服力 ，Joyce 提出了研究结果当做他的佐证。Taiwan Water Company has conducted regular and random inspection on water qualities in different areas, and based on the inspection results, less than 1% of the tested samples fails. 换言之，提出了观点，如果有客观事实支持，将可言之有物，使人信服。Jennifer 之后又继续提问了 ：Does that mean I can drink tap water？ Joyce 的回答依旧是 Not really。但这次他提出了什么理由呢？大致上有3点。First, leaking pipes can lead to pollution. Second, household water tanks can be hotbeds for bacteria. Third, some water resources may be polluted by stock farming. 这样的理由大概就可以让 Jennifer 打消生饮自来水的念头了。在下一段的课程中 ，Joyce 跟 Jennifer 会提到菲律宾的自来水，同学们可以听听看菲律宾的自来水是否安全可饮食哦。
Jennifer, before we go to PX Mart, do you know there's one Asian country in which people have the same experiences in drinking water supply? Just like we do in Kaohsiung.
Well, it can't be Japan. Tap water is drinkable in Japan. Then how about Hong Kong? No, they drink water straight from the tap. Okay, I give up. Just tell me the answer.
It's the Philippines.
Oh, the Philippines. I've been to Manila, the capital city of the Philippines once. I remember our tour guide told us that tap water is safe to drink.
Yes, that's true. But many people in Manila choose to invest in water filters, buy purified bottled water, or boil their water before consuming it. The residents remain doubtful about the tap water quality, just like we do in Kaohsiung, even though the government or tap water company has guaranteed it.
Aha, maybe that's because in the past, people have long impressed by the poor water quality, so that rather believe that the water dispensers or buy water than drink tap water directly.
That makes sense. But as I know, private water companies in Manila have been spending millions of pesos to transform the Manila water network since 1997.
Wow, it's been over 20 years. I remember our tour guide said that the water samples are gathered daily and tested in a laboratory to ensure that the water supply meets standard.
Yes, that means the water provided by the water companies is guaranteed potable, at least until it reaches your meter.
Then again, the material and the quality of your pipes decide whether the water is safe to drink straight from the faucet.
You bet. Jennifer, you learn fast.
Actually, according to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal, SDGs, it's expected that before 2030, people all over the world will have safe drinking water available, which indicates that drinking water quality has become a primary issue worldwide.
Wow, Jennifer, you know a lot.
Yes, I'm actually SDG expert. Thank you, Joyce. And living in Taiwan, we are lucky that we don't have to wait until 2030 to have safe drinking water. Safe drinking water is available at PX Mart. So, can we go now to get it?
Sure, let's go.
在这段课程中 ，Jennifer 提到 tap water is safe to drink. Joyce 回答 Yes, that's true. But many people in Manila choose to invest in water filters, buy purified bottled water, or boil the water before drinking. 同学们想想看，明明 Joyce 都回答 Yes, that's true 了，显然赞同。为什么紧接着还要提出理由解释，其实菲律宾的水也没有那么安全可靠呢？当 Joyce 说 Yes, that's true 时，其实他是对 Jennifer 的看法表达理解之意。但后面的 but 才是真正的想法，所以下一次同学们听到对方说 Yes, I agree, but 记得要把话继续听下去，因为 but 后面的话才是重点所在哦。
This scene opens with Jennifer and Joyce both in the living room. Joyce is reading and Jennifer is lifting dumbbells. Jennifer asks Joyce if she has the time. Jennifer says that she's going to the supermarket to buy some food and other things. She asks Joyce if Joyce could go with her because she needs some help. Joyce says that she will go with her because it sounds like she needs to buy a lot of things, and suggests that maybe they need to get some more people to help. Jennifer says that she is preparing to go shopping and demonstrates this by lifting the weights. Joyce asks her if she means she's getting ready by lifting the weights. Jennifer says yes, and then she's going to buy several barrels of water if she can get more help. Joyce seems very confused. She asks Jennifer if she is still buying drinking water. She's wondering if she didn't install a water filter yet at her house. Jennifer says no, that she didn't. She does have a water cooler. She used to order the bottles of water and also buy water at the water refilling stations. But since the COVID-19 epidemic, she started to buy water on her own, and it was very inconvenient. Joyce suggests that she should install a water filter, which would make her life much easier. Jennifer says that she has been thinking about that, but she wants to do it after the COVID-19 crisis gets better. Joyce says that now is the time, considering that the situation in Taiwan is getting better these days. The number of cases has drastically decreased and people are getting vaccinated. And also the epidemic in Kaohsiung has been under control, so she should order now. Jennifer says that she purchased one, although carrying big jugs of water is a good way to build up muscle. She asks why she can't just drink water directly from the tap. Is the water in Taiwan really that bad? Joyce says that it really isn't that bad. She tells Jennifer how based on various tests that less than 1% of the samples turned out to be bad, and that it's drinkable when it's freshly released from the treatment plants. Jennifer seems to be shocked by this. She asks why they were taught since they were little girls not to drink the tap water. Joyce tells Jennifer that according to the Taiwan Water Corporation, that there may be contamination during the delivery to the homes, which is caused by pipes that are leaking. Jennifer wants to know why the pipes are leaking. Joyce explains that it's an old system and that the pipes are aging or broken. This is due to earthquakes, underground construction, and too much traffic. Joyce goes on to explain how, on average, the amount of water leaking 4.4 million cubic meters per year. That's 2.5 times the capacity of Taiwan's third largest reservoir, Ximen Reservoir. Jennifer can't believe this and says how it's a great waste of water. Joyce then goes on to say how water tanks are filled with bacteria, and then as soon as the water gets into the tanks, it's a breeding ground for germs, which may cause diarrhea and nausea. Jennifer says that sounds scary, and it's no surprise that many people in Taiwan either have water dispensers, water coolers, or buy water from water filling stations. Joyce says that it was scary before, but now it's not so bad. With help from the government, and if you keep your water tower clean, the water quality will certainly improve. So Jennifer asks if she can drink the tap water. Joyce says it's not really a good idea, and that there's one thing that they're missing in Kaohsiung. Jennifer wants to know what she is referring to. Joyce says the source of the tap water. Joyce explains where the raw water is coming from, through various rivers and reservoirs, and then local water purification systems, which provides the city with clean water, at about 1.5 million tons per day. Jennifer wants to know what's wrong with their water sources. Joyce says that there are about 30,000 tons of water which is highly polluted from farming. Jennifer can't believe it and says she doesn't want to drink the water and how disgusting it is. Joyce tells Jennifer to calm down. According to the Taiwan Water Corporation, the raw water is purified through the treatment plants and will meet the quality standards. Jennifer is relieved at this. In this scene, before Jennifer and Joyce head out to the supermarket, Joyce asks Jennifer if she knows which other country in Asia has the same water problems as Kaohsiung. Jennifer thinks about a couple of countries such as Japan and Hong Kong and says how it can't be those countries, and then she gives up. Joyce says it's the Philippines. Jennifer says she has been to Manila before and that the tour guide said that the tap water is not safe to drink. Joyce confirms this and says how they go through the same process as the people do in Kaohsiung. They buy water filters, boil water, even though the government and the water company has guaranteed the water's safety. Jennifer wonders if it's because people have been living with poor water quality for so long that they don't believe it's safe. Joyce thinks that this theory makes sense. She didn't tell Jennifer that since 1997, private water companies in Manila have been spending billions of pesos to try to clean the water. Jennifer is amazed that it's been over 20 years and that water samples are gathered daily and tested to ensure that the water meets its standards. Joyce says that this means the water that is given by the water companies is guaranteed to be drinkable at least until it reaches your water meter. Jennifer then reminds Joyce that the pipes decide whether or not the water is safe to drink. Joyce is impressed at how clever Jennifer is. Jennifer cites a study by the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, saying how everyone should be able to have drinkable water worldwide by the year 2030. Joyce is again impressed by Jennifer. Jennifer then says we are lucky to be living in Taiwan and we don't have to wait until the year 2030. She then wants to go to the supermarket. They then head out.